Hi Shackers, as promised, here is a short video on our brand new RCX container wax. RCX is a highly sustainable plant-based wax which is made from rapeseed oil, coconut oil and absolutely nothing else. It contains no palm wax, soy wax, beeswax or any synthetic ingredients, and it is completely GMO free. RCX is a very easy to use wax. It's actually very forgiving, but there are a few rules to follow to get the best out of it, and it's these rules we will be covering in this short video. With EcoSystem RCX, consistency is very important to us, both in contract manufacturing but also in the wax that we supply to you, our customers. To ensure this, we buy RCX in 25-ton batches. Due to the nature of the wax, the easiest way to provide it is in 12.5 kilogram blocks. These can be opened very easily using a Stanley knife, ensuring that you cut away from the body. And then just simply open the box and you'll see a blue bag. This itself can also be cut open to reveal the wax. RCX is quite hard wax, so the easiest way to split it up if you're making candles in small batches is to use a palette knife or a spatula, as demonstrated by David now. This can be quite tricky, so the sharper the better, but always break it away from your body. If you're making candles in slightly larger batches and are using one of our iMelt wax melting systems, the easiest way to open the wax is to dismantle the box, as demonstrated by David. To do this, using a sharp knife, simply cut upwards, including through the plastic, and this will reveal the block of wax. Then turn the wax onto its side and carefully just remove some of the plastic which during cooling can embed itself within the wax mass. Once removed, the wax can then be added directly into the iMelt. When adding the wax into the iMelt, it's probably worth wearing rubber gloves, as although hard, the wax can be slightly oily, and just lower it in gently, being careful not to drop it, otherwise you may damage the inside of the iMelt. This can be done just by lowering the wax in as shown by David, and the iMelt can then be turned on. Before pouring EcoSystem RCX, it's worth warming the glasses up, but probably not to much more than around about 30 degrees. This temperature is sufficient to ensure that a good finish is achieved, whereas if you heat the glasses much more than this, it can actually impact the cooling in a negative way. When it actually comes to pouring EcoSystem RCX, it's actually very forgiving, and you can pour it anywhere between around about 38 degrees all the way up to 70 degrees. The candles in this example were poured at 50 degrees and had solidified to this stage after approximately 30 minutes. And by the time the candles had been poured for 1 hour, the surface is starting to harden up and they're ready for finishing. The first option for surface smoothing is the top-up method. In this, around about an hour after the candles are first poured, or when they start to solidify, just a really thin top-up, probably no more than around about 10 grams, and you can see here just enough to actually break the surface. Hopefully this will show you how little a top-up you require to finish off these candles. And with the top-up complete, the candles can then be left to cool fully, which will probably take about another 10 to 15 minutes. As RCX cools, it will naturally pull away from the glass, leaving an even finish. This is where the temperature of the glass on pouring is so important. The second surface smoothing method is to use a surface flash or a heat gun. Once again, as shown by David, this should be very minimal, melting only a very small amount of wax on the surface. When done well, the heat gun method can actually produce better results than top-ups, giving a nice glossy surface finish. In terms of wicking RCX, CL Series 10 and 12 performs well, as does a Wido VRL 12 and 14. On the V-wicks, a 12 works well, the new 13 can work quite well, and the 14 in difficult to wick mixtures, but always aim for a target rate of consumption of 4.5 to 5 grams per hour. Okay, that's the end of the video guys. I hope you found it useful and that you enjoy working with our RCX wax. As ever, if you need any technical support, please contact us and we'll do our very best to help you. And you can also get heaps of help over in our Facebook community group. Thank you.